This weekend, I was in the hospital room because I was dehydrated. Prior to me going to the hospital, I had woken up like 2 nights before with a sore throat and an insane urge to throw up. So I rushed straight to the bathroom and threw up everything that was in my stomach. Everything came out. And after that, I was like, this doesn't feel right. But I went back to sleep. The next day I woke up and I couldn't swallow. It felt like there were like knives going down my throat whenever I tried to swallow. So because of that, I decided I wasn't gonna eat. Why eat if I can't even swallow? I tried swallowing just like tin liquids. I was able to swallow a little bit of that, but that took a lot of effort and with a lot of pain. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get better. I didn't know what it was. Probably a sore throat, so it's just really, really bad. And with me vomiting, that's why it's so bad. I was just trying to chug on water. What I didn't know was that drinking 1 glass of water for over 4 or 5 hours, just because you're taking tiny little sips, because your throat hurts so much, is not enough hydration. So over the course of, that happened within the course of 2 days. Over the course of 2 days, I continued to sip water little by little, not eating, and still going on with my mom duties, taking care of my 2 little kids and doing all the things that I had to do, even though I was in so much pain. So the next thing I knew, I collapsed. I collapsed on the 2nd day, and my husband thankfully was home, took me straight to the emergency room where I was diagnosed with dehydration. What were my signs? The first sign that I noticed was low energy. I had low energy, and I said, oh, because I'm not eating. Second sign that I also noticed was let me stop here for a rest because I'm still recovering. I can't be working so fast while trying to film this video. Maybe sit on this log by the tree here. I'll sit down here for a little bit. I'm really tired. Okay. So the second sign I noticed was that my eyes were pale. The third sign I noticed was that see the way I'm breathing, I'm still out of energy. The third sign I noticed was that my skin was also pale as well. My fourth sign was dry mouth. It didn't matter, like if I tried to swallow, my mouth was just like cotton, was dry mouth. And my fifth sign was dark colored pee. I wasn't peeing often because I was putting nothing inside my stomach, and whenever I did go, it was dark. So those are the 5 signs that I noticed from dehydration. Oh, there was one last sign. The areas where my kidneys are, those areas were very painful. In fact, I don't even know how I lived through that pain. Now let's go back to me ending up in the emergency room. When I got to the emergency room and they swabbed my throat, the first thing they said was, you're positive for strep throat. So not only am I dehydrated, I'm also positive for strep throat. So I get immediately IV fluids and antibiotics right away. So what this video here is talking about is, I am a nurse. I should have caught these signs. I should have noticed that I was dehydrated, but I was too busy being a mom, being superhero, taking care of others and just doing for others and not doing enough for myself. Get up here. I've had enough rest. Let's continue on this walk. I was too busy being a mom that I wasn't able to look out for myself. So this video is to encourage other moms, other people like myself. When you're sick, please take it seriously. Please try to hydrate. Please try to take care of yourself because your body relies on it. I ignored the signs, even though I'm a health person and I know all of those things. I ignored the signs until I ended up at the emergency room, dehydrated and just so sick. So if you found this video helpful in any way, shape or form, please share, like, comment, subscribe. And also, have you ever suffered from dehydration? And if you have, what are the signs that you noticed? Share so that we can all educate ourselves. Have a good one. Bye.